Ooh,
That's sick.
That's a vibe.
I like that.
Aloha.
Much better.
Bueno.
And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about Hall of Flowers.
Let me put my phone on airplane mode.
Me too.
As K-Dab snaps.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
And on this episode, we have special guests, 2 special guests, K-Dabs and Double OG Man, a.k.a. Kayleen and Gregor.
Yep.
2 goats.
Hell yeah, bro.
2 goats for sure.
Heck yeah.
I'm a Capricorn, so I am a goat.
Nice.
Hey.
I'm a Aries, so I kind of am a goat. I have antlers.
I'm a Leo.
What's a Leo?
A lion.
Oh, I want to be a lion or a hummingbird or a shark in my next life.
No hummingbird, no shark.
I want to be a
horoscope.
panther.
What are you, Gregor?
Or
What's your
jaguar.
I'm a
horoscope?
Gemini.
Which
What's that
is
supposed to mean?
the-
Two-faced. Just kidding.
What?
Yeah, I heard Geminis are not good.
What?
I heard Aries are not.
Wow.
What?
And
I heard-
Scorpio.
I heard
Well, how's
Aries
it even
are
supposed
leaders.
to matter?
Geminis are just split personality, so it doesn't mean then.
Garbage. No, it's not me.
Anyway,
You heard some dirt
I
on
do
Aries?
like the stars and the planets but I don't know a lot about horoscopes because it's all different on when you're born and what planet is and what moon, and it gets super complicated.
Yeah, it does.
How's that even? How's
I'm
that supposed
I'm
to?
a Leo.
How's
Like,
that supposed
that's
to
all I
matter
know.
when you're born? When the stars?
It's
Because
funny.
this is how I think of it. Think of plants and animals definitely like act different in different moon phases and things like that. I believe that we are affected by
Do you think the time
the
of
tides
planets
and the
and
planets.
the time of birth matters?
yeah,
During
that moment?
exactly.
Do you think that?
I don't know, Austin.
I was just
I
wondering.
think it matters to an extent.
I mean, yeah, you can control like obviously how you live, but do I think that has a play on certain things? Maybe.
Yeah. I think it's funny that a lot of like the star things say like a very basic
Yeah.
description and it
Really
kind of
vague.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it always sounds.
But that's
like
also how a lot of things are.
Mm-hmm.
It's about how
Some
you
could argue
interpret it.
religion is like that as well.
And not gonna lie, my Aries is pretty spot on to me.
So
I think.
How?
How?
Yeah. What does that mean?
I don't know a ton about it, but
Aries are like feisty.
I didn't know that. But
they like attention.
wow.
Oh! Wow.
The women attacking you.
That's okay. I
No,
like
they
it.
do. It's true.
Oh.
Isn't it a water sign?
Well, I was gonna say
Well.
natural born leader, but I guess what's it this?
There's all kinds of traits.
You're leading this podcast. Carry on.
Yeah, exactly.
Carry on.
There you go, leader.
No, it's for attention.
No.
Wow, feisty today.
If you're a horoscope expert at us,
Yeah.
we would like an interpretation.
Abby was the next guest.
I actually I got mine sent to me, like a full moon thing,
Yeah.
all
Oh,
that.
like your chart reading?
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm trying to get mine done too.
Huh. That's crazy. I don't know much about it.
Me and my fiance, were born 2 days apart, so we're very, very similar in a lot of things. So
Have you
it's
done
very-
tarot card reading?
No, I haven't done.
Carrot?
Carrot?
Tarot?
I thought T just
I think
minus the
it's
C.
Torah.
Carrot.
I think it's Torah.
Torah.
Or
It's
Torrent.
Tara?
Tarot.
Don't
Tarot
say
cards.
anything about that yet.
Why?
What
Because
about-
on this
Oh.
episode, we're talking about Hall of Flowers, which was this past 2 days. Wow, it feels like a weekend, but it was a Wednesday, Thursday.
It was
Almost felt
literally
like I was at a festival in a bubble.
It was literally
That's sick.
yesterday and the day before, and it felt like it was a week ago already.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tired. Yeah. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, how was it? Tell us about it, please.
Well, so it was in Santa Rosa, at the Sonoma County Fairgrounds, which is north of us. And they've had other things and events we've attended there before, such as Emerald Cup and High Times Cannabis Cup and things like that. But honestly, Hall of Flowers, my first experience, amazing, like no other cannabis event I've been to before.
Yeah, for sure.
Crazy.
It was probably the
Elegant,
coolest.
elevated, literally.
It was nice because it was like it wasn't like a festival to where you had just random people walking around just trying to get like blasted. It was very more professional, more like conversations, more connections.
Business to business, networking.
Yeah, even like just friends and stuff like that. I just felt like a festival vibe is way different. Just like everyone kind of for themselves. And this was just like everybody talking to everybody, whether you had to or not. But yeah, it was extravagant to say the least.
And Hall of Flowers is put on every year. I forget when it started. Do you know, Kayleen?
It actually started a year ago.
Really?
September last year was the first season. They call them like seasons per show. Last September was the first season, and then
They had one kind of.
they just had one like very recently. I think
Spring
it was
sometime.
I think it was in April.
Mm-hmm.
It was either early April or late April.
And then this one's September.
Mm-hmm. I think they basically do one like beginning of the year.
Spring, fall
Kind of thing. That's kind of when like the buying seasons are.
Yeah, and so the premise of the event is unlike, the awards shows, this one is, like we said, business to business. That's why they call it Hall of Flowers. It's where brands can go to kind of showcase their products and cool stuff that they're doing, and the people that attend it are the buyers of dispensaries. So it's pretty cool because especially the first day to get in, it was only limited to people that had like the specific buyer pass, which was pretty cool. So it was a little less crowded. Nice. And then the second day was even open to the public for like a pretty hefty price. I think it was like $600 for a ticket.
For that one day.
For general admission for one day. And that was more just because it's supposed to be kind of a closed business
kind of more
event.
Exclusive.
But they do allow outside people to come and check it out, or people trying to get into the industry. It's a really good event as well. There's a lot of people that are hiring and recruiting, and they're doing a lot of on-site business right there on the floor.
Didn't even think of that.
And crazy people that went, like Wilfred, the dude that dresses up like a dog. He has a comedy show with Elijah Wood, like Lord of the Rings dude.
I saw that.
So Seth Rogen was there. Seth Rogen was there.
Yeah.
Lit.
Matt Barnes from the Warriors.
Jim Jones. Crazy.
Yeah.
Tons of people.
Roger from Puffco.
Yeah, of course, like all the different brands. There were hundreds.
The owner of Raw Papers, Josh.
There were over 200 brands registered.
200. I feel like it was more than that.
So yeah, go ahead, name some more that like were very recognizable there. You said Puffco, Raw.
Yeah, so the owner of Raw Papers, Josh Kesselman, Roger from Puffco. Let's see, what other notable names? I want to say Mike Tyson, but he went to the Jaguar game, actually.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Shout out to the Jags.
Well, I ran into, like, Jesse Sticky Fields was there. There were a lot of Humboldt, like, old-time growers. And then the thing was, too, there was also that side of people that were more suit and tie and corporate. And
so let's be honest. It was...
Yeah.
It was a lot of Chads and Brads. And if you don't know what a Chad is, a Chad is a person, usually a white male dressed up in a suit, just trying to push numbers and doesn't know shit about the plant.
Yeah.
And is just going there to mass produce, just to buy or whatever they're trying to.
And the reason you kind of notice that too is because a lot of these booths were not just like a typical demo table, like outdoor pop-up thing. These were an indoor
marketing,
wall to wall.
Beautiful.
You
setups.
Step into like a store looking.
It was like an activation booth.
Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
a lot of money
super
spent.
Interactive, a lot of money spent, product everywhere, big ass jars of weed, big huge baller jars of like diamonds and sauce.
It's basically like the Agenda trade show in the fashion industry couldn't like
compared
to the weed industry. Exactly.
So it was really cool too to just kind of see companies like go all out, because I'm pretty sure a starting booth was $9,000.
Damn.
God damn.
And so you kind of have to be somewhat of a, quote, big deal,
right?
If you have a booth presence there.
Most definitely.
And some had multiple booths.
Yeah.
Outside too.
But there was a lot of, back to the Chads and Brads, another kind of playing devil's advocate downside was there's a lot of these pop-up brands that just, Kayleen knows, that just kind of happen overnight, over the year, and you won't see them in the next Hall of Flowers. They won't last, but they basically are just all about branding, packaging. They don't even grow their own product. They just put their name on the product and just try and like push, clout, marketing posts, all this kind of stuff. Just, it's crappy because, I mean, I would say it was about 30-40% of them were kind of these new
age, like new age is what we call
never heard of
brands.
New age brands. Never heard of them. They won't last. They look like everything else. There's nothing different about them that's going to make them stand out in this market.
Well, what's interesting too is just NorCal is kind of, I hate to use the word snobby, but like we don't really fall for that kind of stuff, you could say, because the culture kind of originated here.
Correct.
It's very like
more educated consumers.
Grassroots.
SoCal, I feel like where that stuff does happen, because it's way more black market, obviously, with the storefronts.
Or just even other states,
it's just a lot more saturated in SoCal too, with these high-end, classy brands, because who they're trying to market to.
All clout chasing, yeah.
Here in NorCal, especially up in Santa Rosa and even north from there, you got to think of the culture around there. It's people that have been growing weed for 50 years.
Yeah. Forever.
These are like the old school farmers that this was their livelihood. They were, putting their lives on the stake for an illegal plant. Before this was a monetary high-end thing to do. So the culture there is definitely more, I think, about the plant for these shows here in NorCal versus, like you said, in the Southern California.
Definitely. And you can notice the people that are grassroots, for sure. It's just, there's definitely a very separate, you can point out a person and do they look grassroots or they look corporate? You can almost
And I feel like almost
it's
a really
tell.
good venue to host it in Santa Rosa because it's a very good backdrop of contrast. You see the grassroots meet the suits and the Chads and the Brads, and it's all in one spot. So you can see how the industry started and how it's evolving all in one snapshot.
And it was cool because they also had like food trucks and music and
see, that's so much different.
Outdoor
they didn't
consumption.
Have that in the first one. It was a little bit more smaller, low key. The second one was a little bigger, a little bit more of a show, and then now the third one was even bigger and better. So I think it's just gonna keep growing.
So yeah, there was probably 3 main buildings that there was booths stuffed in. They're rows of beautiful laid out 10 by 10, 20 by 20 booths.
Yeah.
And like Ray said, it's not a demo table. Like these are beautiful shelves, lighting, casing,
everything,
marketing, everything. There's some big money spent for sure. It's pretty crazy because I see some of these small companies and they're paying for the stand and paying for all this marketing. I'm like, dang, that's a hefty check to lend out, just on average.
Yeah, and the thing too that was a really cool thing that I thought was awesome for the first time was getting the samples and stuff, and like you'd go to each booth and collect a card, and then at the end you go to the dispensary and you collect your samples, but everything I kept my receipts is like $2 or something.
Yeah, 'cause you're just paying the tax basically to cover the.
So that was really cool because.
So Ray's talking about is like you can go to certain booths. Not everybody participated because they didn't have the stock or supply. And you basically, the first day for sure, because the second day they're out of pretty much everything.
First day with buyers, yeah.
Yeah, but you go to any booth that's participating, and whether they have 8 jars, full gram concentrates, tinctures, we're talking big samples of stuff, and you pay $2. And you can't get like 10 tickets of an eighth. Like it's only like 1 ticket per sample type of deal. But like Ray said, you go to this quote dispensary, which is a whole separate building. You get in a line, you give them your
all
your
your
number
tickets
tabs,
and numerical order,
and then and you cash them out and you wait for 2 to 5 minutes, and you literally get a goodie bag full of treats for $2 each, like wild. Yeah. So it was a come up for sure, just on it's
because they want you to buy, because at the end of the day, since it is the buyers, their end goal is for you to order through them, right? So all these brands there that are giving samples want to get into your dispensary.
They see it as a kickback more than like a sample. They see we're going to give you this sample, and
it's the legal way to kind of give people stuff for the quote free to try to hopefully get business in the end.
For sure.
And that is something that definitely has changed in the cannabis industry, even in the last 2 years, is the whole samples and.
Because it used to just be like, here's
a couple nugs.
Here's the handoff. Why do we have to
It used to be like you're going to a regulated event, therefore everything on grounds is regulated. It's like all like free for all. But then now it's
track and
trace and metric and all this, and it's very, very regulated to the T.
And so that also. Remember, you can't overdo your limit either.
I think they allowed 20. Everyone, the past events I went to, they allowed like 20 at the last one. The first one, I don't even remember there being like a sample limit or sample cards. I think they were just giving them out.
And some booths too, didn't give you a ticket. You could buy it from them.
They're probably participating as a retailer.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, so you're right. They have that retail license is why.
Probably.
So that they can.
Yeah.
Distribute or sell.
Or maybe just depending on the booth deck that they signed up for.
Which was cool too, because say you go to the dispensary to cash in your cards and you hit the max, they don't know about the other booths that you might have bought stuff at. Because Packwoods, they're out of Los Angeles, they're basically an infused backwood. It's 3.5 grams of flour, a gram of wax rolled in keef. They were doing 2 Packwoods for $4, and they sold out in an hour or 2.
Wow.
And didn't have anything left, so that's kind of how it was too.
Yeah, that's awesome. What was some of your favorite booths?
I mean, obviously I love Puffco because they were outside. They had a cool consumption lounge. And then they also had Ryan Fitt, who's a glass artist.
Wow, that's
actually
really cool.
blowing glass outside, which was dope as fuck.
That's freaking cool.
And that was just like a whole nother vibe. But yeah, his pieces are like on the Puffco base, which is already like $400. They were $2-3 grand.
They're ranging from like, I think like the cheapest one was like 18, and it went all the way to like 23.
So this is exquisite, like artistic glass, you know?
Yeah. What are the booths?
But other booths, I don't know. The Lagunitas one outside was cool because they were serving the ABX drinks and beers. So that was cool. What about you?
Yeah, that was really sweet. So you get the ABX thing. You can literally. What are you laughing at?
Oh, I'm dead. I'm lit as a cucumber, Austin.
Nice.
I was gonna say, should we spark a pre-roll that I got or something?
Yeah, sure. So what's cool is you can walk up to this what looks like a food truck kind of, and it was Absolute Extracts truck, and they make the hi-fi hops. They partnered with Lagunitas to make this beer, sparkling water infused, hoppy drink. And it's fantastic. But yeah, they had a 10 milligram THC one and then like a 18 to 1 milligram CBD one or something like that. And they were really good. Let's see, the Kiva booth was sick. It was just, I mean, they spent a lot of money on it. It's a big old booth, but they had a humongous chocolate bar, probably like 7 foot by 7 foot. And it was like being slowly drizzled and like glazed and like a fresh chocolate sauce. Yeah, it was a vibe.
And then what you could put, was it
like
just for display? Or?
Yeah, because I don't think they had like people.
One, I think we went to an event one time where they had those chocolate fountains. I think it was a nug display. We went to some event and they had chocolate fountains that you had fresh fruit on the table, and you can actually go up and dip it in the nug chocolate.
Well, they were giving away like cannabis infused freeze pops, which was cool. They had booths where you could go up and get other drinks, so not like the Lagunitas, but you could get like a cannabis infused green tea or a lemonade.
I saw like a Moscow Mule they were doing at happy hour for one of the booths on social media, since I didn't go to this past event. I
just lit one of the joint samples that I got, and it is called a hash bone, which is a hash cone. It is hybrid OG Kush, and it's 26.58% infused with hash.
Good Lord.
So, yeah.
Did
we off the OG Kush.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Did either of you see? Did either of you see a brand called Pantry there? I think I asked you.
I think I saw them walking past, but honestly, I was there for both full days and still didn't like walk through every single booth.
Did you happen to see it, Austin?
Is this an artisanal?
Hey, buddy.
Chicago.
We have a dog with us.
Cook.
Yes, they did the they do the Frankie's olive oil and the olive oil infused chocolates.
No, not the one. Well, it was Mendy's. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, so I actually saw this brand called Pantry's last Hall of Flowers, and they do like a full tasting experience at your booth. They do like a 3-course chocolate tasting experience.
We have a pit bull in the studio right now, and he's
wreaking havoc.
He's wanting to smell everybody.
Wreaking havoc. Hey, buddy.
You could probably hear his little claws on the floor.
Some ASMR for you guys.
So, Ray, who did you not expect there, and you were like surprised pleasantly to see?
Summit Boys.
Excuse me.
Their extracts, they were pretty cool. They're a little bit new to the game, but they have some good stuff.
Okay.
So I liked seeing them. I'm obviously a big fan of like wild gummies and Kana gummies, so I really liked those. Saw Raw Garden. I honestly, yes, I like the booths, but I just feel like I saw a lot more people that I knew too. So all of my clients and buyers that I work with at West Coast Sunrise, so I got to see a bunch of them like in the wild, I guess you could say, like outside of work, which was cool, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone's like hella baked, so it's just like
a vibe.
You don't have to stay and chat. It's kind of passing by. Hey, what's up? Yeah, we'll smoke, catch up. And it was super fun. I saw a lot of people that I knew, and again, like the really cool people like Seth Rogen, and I want to hear about Austin was hanging out at the Raw booth too.
Yeah, for real. Damn, I saw that.
I heard you had a fun moment. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. So I went up to so Josh Kesselman, he's the owner of Raw Rolling Papers. If y'all don't know Raw
he's
Rolling Papers,
very good on social, on IG.
Yeah, he's a very educational,
interactive.
very informative
Interactive brand owner.
Yeah, there we go. I went up to him and basically told him about the I told him that I loved my most favorite product was the magnetic cover tray. So I have a small 7-inch tray by them.
Rolling tray, yeah.
Yep.
And when
I'm at the beach, I have flour in it, and it's going flying everywhere when a gust of wind goes by. So I was like, how the heck do I keep all my supplies in there without it flying out? Or if I want to like throw my rolling tray in my backpack and have shit in it. Well, he made a fully magnetic tray cover, but I think personally it's not strong enough. Give me 1 second. I'm letting the dog in. 3, 2.
Well, we lit the joint. He probably is high enough for now. He knows his tolerance. He's a double agent because his
dad is a police officer,
which is lit,
and his dog sitter, me, is a
he gets high. He gets high on Uncle's house.
So I was like, double agent. That's lit.
He likes to get high. Honestly, he like walks toward you when you're smoking and like licks the air and shit. So.
But anyway, so you got the magnet cover. You got the magnet cover.
Magnet cover.
You want to make it stronger?
Which Raw has a lot of innovative products, and you love Raw, which is really cool. You have like everything Raw. You got the whole setup, and more coming. So
I just dropped the cherry. I hit it on the cord of the mic. I'm sorry. Big fail.
And after the quick break, we were just relighting the joint. Austin dropped the cherry. It's okay. Party foul, but we're back in this.
We back in this. Okay, Josh Kesselman. Yeah. Okay. So I told him his product it needs to get better, and he took down my information and we talked for a little bit. And I told him I've listened to a couple of podcasts of his, and I've really kind of learned like what he's about and like down to like the core. And he's just a really good person for human beings in general. He has a pretty big foundation that he donates to and tries to get water in places that there isn't sustainable water. So it's a really cool thing how many people he helps. And us smokers, every time we buy Raw, it helps somebody like that. So anyway, I also told him about the Veteran Compassion Program with Santa Cruz Veterans Alliance. And he said that he would love to basically any of the pre-rolls he would like to donate the cones for.
Damn, that's sick.
That's
It's
awesome.
really generous.
Yeah, so that was really
super dope.
cool. Yeah,
that's a great like connection. That's what those events are made for, you know.
Exactly. So that was like a very, very cool moment for me. For sure, my favorite moment there, and just other favorite moments were just seeing other people that you don't get to see all the time because we're off doing our jobs and whatnot. Just the opposite side of the industry. And yeah, it was nice to catch up with some familiar faces. I wish I was able to see Jesse.
When are we gonna go to Hawaii?
Oh my god.
America's Podcast Hawaii edition.
Hell
hey.
Yeah. Yes.
Hey.
Well,
Flip-flops off.
The kind edition.
It's the kind.
It's the kind.
It's the kind.
Talk story, Ray. What were you about to say? How's it, sister?
How's it? Yeah.
just more about Hall of Flowers.
Anything else about Hall of Flowers you'd like to say? Oh shit!
A lot.
I gotta tell y'all something. Tell a lot. Say it. Go ahead.
You go.
Hold on. I
go
got a surprise
ahead.
for y'all. Not really a surprise. It's just a cool little thing that I came across.
I want you to hit that pen too.
Okay.
But yeah.
Oh, yeah,
The AiroPro apparently is some hype.
We should go through a quick product.
Is that
rundown
your bag of
everything
goodies?
It's a bag of goodies.
Oh my god, what do you got in there?
So I put all my stuff on the table just so y'all could see what I got. Honestly, I see a whole lot of boof. Not gonna lie.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a bold statement,
I'm good.
but it's true.
Wow.
Yeah, just because back to the corporate
I'm good.
stuff, I
Thank you.
don't really love it, but there is some also like fire in there too. So I got some pre-rolls, I got like a few eighths, I got some edibles, and a fuck ton of vapes, which I don't really vape a lot, but
Está bien.
So I got some stuff from the raw rolling booth.
That's sick.
Yo.
That's behind Cresco, isn't it?
Does that fold?
So explain.
Yes, sir.
So what I'm holding right now is probably 2 pieces of wood that are 4 inches by 10 inches long, and they have magnets in them, and it's a rolling tray with multiple compartments in the tray for cones,
That's really cool.
grinder, extra space, the whole tray itself.
It's got little like divots that hold things.
And
Damn.
and the 2 sides of the tray collapse in on each other, so like it's kind of like its own protection as well. Or when you collapse the 2 sides outwards, it's a big ass
It
tray.
goes together.
That's sick as fuck.
Yeah, wow.
I like that.
Heck yeah.
Damn, keep getting all this cool ass shit. I hate to copy him, but it just ends up being like that sometimes.
He spreads the love.
Like with the pocket ash.
What's that?
I got one of those too. One of the raw pocket ashes.
Oh, those are cool.
250 feet of hemp wick.
That's
Wow.
lit.
Oh, I'm gonna need some of that.
Okay.
You're gonna have to cut me off some hemp wick.
Wow, hemp
Break me
wick.
off a piece
He's
of
gonna
that.
be the hemp
Yeah,
wick plug of the hemp wick.
Does it have beeswax on it?
Yeah.
Is it organic?
Oh,
Is
So
it
the-
cage free?
Well, the cool thing
it's
too is
organic and raw.
the tote you're
yes.
pulling out is they gave you raw papers like when you walked into Hall Flowers in your tote, which was cool.
Did they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Huh. So I'm holding a bunch of cones and papers and rollers and little hemp wick.
Austin's
And maybe
everything
grenades.
raw out.
Oh yeah.
I
That's
might
sick.
no one might not have gave it to me. I might have just got some off the table.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's about it.
There's a movie.
That's
There's
about
a
it,
movie.
he
It's
says.
there's a movie. It's really funny. It's called She's Out of My
Wow.
League. It's a comedy.
I've seen it.
He goes,
So-
what have you
Move the
been,
mic over.
What have you been doing? Oh, just raw dogging some random.
Wow.
That's Austin right now with his bag of raw.
Oh,
potash.
yes.
Well, Austin, you say that, and it's
What?
funny because the last like 30 minutes of the show, we were walking around and we were like, "Oh, you didn't have samples, but like, what you got at your display that you're not trying to drive back with." And that's
Damn.
like what I did at Lit House. I went by and said bye to the guys at Lit House, and we, know them, and they're awesome, and we've said hey to them every show. He's like, "Hey, you want this eighth?" Gave me an eighth as Zelly's gift, sativa.
Oh, what? I've been wanting to try that one.
Yeah, so me too. So I have that we can smoke. Same with just some other brands were really cool like that. Alien Labs.
Go through your little bag haul. You know how you do your little
Yeah,
makeup
I want
haul.
to see some of the fire and I want to see some of the
Do
booth.
your little Hall Flowers
Show me the
haul.
both. Con todos.
Let's go through the booth bag.
Let's see it, right?
it.
Well, I want Austin to hit that AiroPro too. So there's that vape on the
Do you need
corner
a
with
light?
the blue
so
tip.
what is this? Read the box. Tell us what it is.
So apparently there's some hype around the AiroPro. It's a advanced vape, premium vape battery with specific cartridges. So it only works with the Aero cartridge, and they make those. It has a magnet in it. It magnets into the battery, and then you inhale. But it says AiroPro's advanced ceramic cartridge technology, specifically designed for pure oils, delivers superior performance and taste. But there's a trick, so try it.
Okay.
I
well,
want your
First off.
virgin reaction.
Wow.
Oh, I'll give it to you nice and. Okay.
Go.
So.
I should've went
Let's
on
see.
the air
I'm
a
so
long time
interested.
ago.
First off, I don't like that it's its own proprietary cartridge. So you
Well,
can't
yeah,
use
of course.
a 510 thread, like 90% of cartridges on the market. So, okay, here we go. I just hold it. Or
No, you just inhale.
all right, here we go.
Pull harder.
Suck it harder.
It's fucking
Do it
vibrating when I
again.
hit.
Nice.
The fuck?
It's a
Yeah, do it
violin.
again.
I feel like I have
just
a-
do it.
Fucking dildo in my mouth.
Wow.
Just do it again.
It vibrates when I pull in.
It's violating your mouth.
Wow.
That's what I thought too.
I think it's supposed to be sexual a little bit.
I don't like the flavor of this strain. It tastes like fake coffee.
It's strawberry cheesecake.
Wow.
Really? I thought it
sounds
tasted.
really
It's
good.
actually interesting because I thought it tasted like bubble gum.
So pass it to them too, Dad. Gregor should try it.
Let me.
It
Let
hits-
me.
So that was kind of my reaction.
He
I
goes,
kind of warmed up to it a few hits later because I was like, it's supposedly supposed to give you better like
It tickles the back of my throat.
filtration or maybe something.
Tickles
I
the
don't
back of
know.
your throat.
I don't love it, TBH, but
I wouldn't buy it.
I wouldn't buy it.
That's actually
That's a good
judge. Should you buy it or would you not?
Honestly, that's also because I don't really vape, and one of my friends got it recently, and he was like super stoked on it, and I'm all over here raining on his parade, so I don't know. It might be I
feel like that's just a trend thing that you have to go through. Like when I first got a vape, I was like, yeah, this is nice. And then I was like, yeah, I don't really care about it anymore. I lost a couple of them, and then I was just like, I'd rather just smoke trees.
Yeah. Okay. Good opinion.
I'm actually someone who like hates vaping.
Inhale kind of hard, Gregor, and tell me your reaction here.
I don't want to cough. Just
You're
like
fine.
I mean,
you won't pull a baby one.
Don't
pull
cough.
a baby.
Yep.
Don't cough into the mic. Like Kayleen's doing a great job.
It's just vibrating, and I don't really like that.
See, doesn't it? It feels like violating.
It vibrates.
I feel like some people are really gonna dig it,
Okay.
and then most people would be like,
curious,
yeah, I don't need
who
it.
you think like would dig that?
Some
people
freaks.
Like vibrators.
Some freaks.
Like, is it like
they
older people, younger people?
Younger people.
They dry hit it.
They'll be like, meow. It feels nice. Here you go.
I don't know about this.
Those are the people smoking them fake carts. Fall it over.
Dank
The hot dog water carts.
So yeah, Kayleen and I earlier had busted open all of these vape cartridges. We'll spare you on that one because we were like, boof or not. We got 2 that were more of like live resin carts, one from Guild Extracts and one from Wind, which is also like Kana gummies. They have a vape arm. And those were decent. I would say those I would maybe buy. But the others, like even the Rove Featured Farms was pretty good. And then I had ABX and Loud and Clear, which was more like basic distillate with added terps. One was like Blue, Tahoe OG, and SFV OG. I know the Absolute Extracts is really popular, but not a big fan of that one.
I'm just not a big vapor.
Me neither.
So
I'm actually very like
I'm
not like anti-vape, but I'm very like people ask me do I vape and I say no. There's a reason why my IG is K-Dabs. I always revert back to dabs.
Well, and it's crazy that we've had the recent deaths for vaping because they're cutting it with the vitamin E oil and stuff. But we were talking earlier, like all these opioid deaths and all this other shit, and they're freaking out over vape. So I don't know. Lots to argue on that one.
How did you feel about the dab selection at Hallflowers this year?
I thought I didn't honestly get that many samples, so it was meh. There were a few good brands there, but I don't know. What was your opinion, Aust?
Oh, I'm going to give you a straight up opinion. Some people, big time people are not going to like me for this.
Okay.
Wow.
Extreme Boof, the big concentrate I got, Cresco.
Yeah.
Boof.
Corporate.
Big time.
But yeah.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily.
So a lot of the heady dabs
support
out there were probably not out there with booths, or they were more low key dabbing in the background, most likely.
For sure. Why was that? Because it smelled like hay. The concentrates themselves just smelled like they got pulled 6 weeks too early. They just smell like their greenhouse, like just hay, just low quality.
I feel like they actually have decent flour. The flour that you showed us was pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe the extract is just not.
This is the Mac pre-roll I packed earlier if you want to smell.
Yep.
Yeah, let's spark it.
Spark it up.
Alrighty.
Roller's right. Spark it up.
Let's see what else was significant.
I'm still thinking about that chocolate fountain that you mentioned.
I didn't get some of the dabs. Like one of my friends got a grandma sauce from Alien Labs that looked alright. It was like diamonds with some terp sauce, which looked pretty good. I know Summit Boys had some stuff. They had run out of samples. Raw Garden, obviously for the price point and what it is, like good.
For the single source.
Single source. I like them. I still smoke their stuff. And then what else? Yeah, not a lot of other great ones, you know. I mean, Frosty was at the Puffco booth, which was cool. Yum. They didn't have a booth, but like Puffco was just dabbing
people out. Yeah, I'm sure they were the dab providers.
Yeah.
Yum. I love Frosty.
King's Garden, their like diamonds are all right. You know, they're pretty good. I would say they're.
What's that scale? What's your scale of all right, pretty good, amazing? Fucking best
all
product
right
ever.
Is like I'll smoke it, but not my favorite.
Okay.
And then like I love all kinds of solventless. Obviously, I wish I would have seen 710. They were not there. I don't know if any other people were there.
So,
and what else?
smoking on this pre-roll right now, that first hit, not it.
Yeah, no, I'm honestly not a fan of this. It's a little harsh.
It's a harsh. There's no terps
there's
to
no
it.
taste. I'm gonna give this one a pass.
Y'all try this.
What is it? The Cresco?
So this is.
Do I have to try it?
Yes.
Yeah, let's just try it.
You're the Hall of Flowers judge.
You're the Hall of Flowers.
Yeah, you're judging.
You're the
unbiased
expert because you've never been.
I'm gonna show you the flower.
The flower looks really good. It looks good. There's no nose on it. It looks good.
No nose.
So, looks like we always say.
Do we know what strain?
Can always be deceiving.
Mac. Okay, we don't know which number or what cut, but we know it's Mac, which is Miracle Alien Cookies.
I believe it's
Colombian Star.
I believe you know how they say if you're not first or last, and if you're not Mac 1, you're Mac last.
So what am I about to try?
Wait.
Whoa, wait.
So that joint was not it. So that's why we had to take a little break.
Yeah.
We had to recover from that.
That was not it.
I'm glad we're being brutally honest.
You know how
I'm not trying to hate, but not everyone can do cannabis. I'm sorry.
And it's not for everyone. It's not meant to be a corporate thing.
No.
I'm sorry,
So I've actually visited one of their huge farms in Santa Barbara, and it's mass produced.
It's just biomass at that point.
100%.
Tangerine plus gummy.
What was that like,
Uplift
Austin?
sativa.
In Santa Barbara?
Mm-hmm.
What was the facility like?
Huge loop houses.
Just rows of
Greenhouses.
them.
Yeah.
What was... Describe it. I want to hear more about it.
I couldn't see them up close. Because I was...
Okay.
Picking up.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That was really good, by the way. That Tangerine Plus gummy. Really good.
You gotta try one of those cookies ones, though. Those are
Cookies.
fire.
Cookies.
Shout out to
Honestly, don't be getting too high, though, because your edible tolerance is not the highest. So
It is not.
Mine's nothing.
But you know what's good is I'm going to sleep really well tonight because Hall of Flowers knocked me, boy.
So this, these are heady. Shout out
to Oma.
Shout out Gil, Burner.
I can't even find these, so these are dope. But they're
to Omar.
Blue Hawaiian
Got bars.
cannabis infused gummies.
And what are they infused with?
Is that the one that you gave me?
Tell me your straight up opinion though on
Too chewy, too tough.
See, I said that too.
I liked that.
I like it, but I also like crunching into it, and it's like a juicy steak. And it's just
Gusher?
Yeah.
A gusher?
It's not as
I like
tough.
my
She
gummies.
likes to pull it.
I like to pull them. I like to kind of pull them. So
Well, if you like your gummies like jerky, these are good.
Yeah, I do. Actually, with my gummy
the
candies.
flavor is good.
Flavor is good.
With my gummy candies, I actually open the bags and let them sit on the counter for a couple days before I eat them.
Oh,
like
so
gummy bears, gummy worms.
I love gummy bears.
So honestly, and we can all have one of these because this will do us good. Is
Thanks,
a
Ray.
CBD.
Thank you, Ray.
Muchas gracias.
It's CBD rich, and this is Satori is the brand.
They actually make good edibles.
And this is cannabis infused CBD rich strawberries and milk chocolate. Sorry, that took forever to say.
No, it's okay. You got it.
Chocolate. They're basically chocolate covered strawberries.
Yep.
Look
So
at
I'm
Jack.
gonna
Jack
take
wants
one.
some.
I'm gonna take one, pass it around.
Oh, okay. This is a goodie bag hour.
Look
I
at
like
Jack.
Take one down, pass it around.
Muchas gracias.
it. Take
And
one
I think
down.
since it's CBD, I don't know the dose, but we're fine. Just if you want to grab
So
one
eat
or
the
two
whole
or whatever,
bag.
because they're actually the one I have in my hand is the size of a nickel.
Okay.
Like the size
The
of a
serving
peanut
size
M&M.
is 3 pieces.
Come on, cough it out. Spit two of them out.
Hey,
Yep,
don't-
and go around.
Throw it.
Don't
those-
even.
Those cookie gummies. What are they infused with?
Cookies. Marijuana.
Austin, you're up. And then
Oh, wow. Those are good. Those are really good. That's
Yeah,
dangerous.
so I
Oh, no,
like-
wait.
I like that it's the strawberry is a good consistency. It's tastes kind of dry, but still a little bit juicy.
That's good.
That's fire.
Because I also like the blueberries. If you've had, I've also had
Yes.
covered blueberries.
Those
or
are
something.
delicious.
They could go a little lighter on the chocolate, but that shit's fire.
Why?
So that's good.
Because I like tasting the fruit.
The chocolate is probably where the actual
medicine is.
Chocolate covered mangoes. How about that?
I want it.
Dark chocolate covered mangoes
that?
with sea salt.
How about that?
Ooh,
Wow, yeah, I liked that one too. So that gets a pass.
that was good.
What's your favorite gummies? Go, Ray.
Sorry, I took a drink of water. Wild. I like the wild gummies.
Gregor.
What kind of gummies?
Yes. Company.
I don't know. My favorite kind of edible would be
My dog.
Would be Kiva's chocolate.
Okay.
I think I'm pretty partial to those cookies gummies. Those are nice.
Kana.
I like Kana too. Second.
What about
for
those
me.
other gummies that you really liked?
The Space
Those
Gems?
were
They're really
good.
good too.
Those were good.
They're
that you were
super
talking
like
about.
heavy, which I like.
What were those ones that I got from Santa Cruz? The huckleberry and the...
Yeah, those are wild. I love those.
Oh my gosh.
Because they taste like a jam or like a real fruit versus a fake like
Exactly.
flavor.
Correct. I agree.
Yeah, and the packaging is really simple. And it's comfortable.
I like the container it comes in
too.
so the gummies don't get smushed because it's like a hard shell container in a little box versus a bag of gummies.
And it doesn't waste space. It's convenient.
Which
and
is
you just
good.
pinch it to open it and it closes back up. It's really nice.
I like the consistency of the gummy. Someone actually
too.
told me too if you freeze them, it's pretty good because then they get really cold
I put them in the fridge.
and they're not like too hard, but they're
Okay.
good.
That sounds really
I
good.
like huckleberry and Marin
Marinberry.
berry.
Mernan. Or Mernan.
Mernanberry. Wow. I like that. Mernanberry.
Mernan.
So yeah, I don't know any other highlights, any disappointments, any.
Wild's a close second for me.
Honestly,
by
I
the
was
way.
a little disappointed it didn't go, but then towards the second day, I was kind of like, you know what? It's all the same.
And you've been, yeah.
And I've been, and like I saw your score, and like you said, there was only a couple good products, so I would have spent 2 days looking for 3 good products.
And another thing we can try right now, I have not tried these, is the cocoa nugs.
Oh, they're like chocolate covered. They're like chocolate.
They look like they
What?
look like cannabis nugs, but it's chocolate,
Wanna
not
try it?
infused.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's just straight chocolate.
And
You're
it's
a
straight
gentle
chocolate,
lady.
and that one's peanut butter. So look, Austin, it like looks like a nug.
It's
Oh my
it's like
goodness.
those chocolates that look like rocks.
Dude,
Yo, this shit looks fucking bomb.
I
Eat
so badly want to do pranks on people.
Yeah, just walk around and be like, ah.
So here's the thing: is I want to have like real weed, and then like in my hand like eat the other piece that's fake.
Kind of reminds me of like a crunch. Is that what they are? Like the chocolate, like the crunch bars?
Like the Rice Krispie type.
Wait, how many mgs is that?
Easy on
No,
the
it's
seats.
not.
It's none.
Thank the Lord.
It's literally none. Thank
Gregor,
the
are
Lord.
you okay over there?
Oh yeah, I'm Gucci.
How lit are you?
I'm lit as a cucumber on a summer day.
That's just been water to no water drought.
Lots of water.
Wow.
Super lit, having a good time, but just
I just wanted to
Laid
try
back.
it. Thank you.
Really,
that was
good.
really good though. It was
Right?
tasty. Are you okay?
So it's kind of cool, and it looks cool
I'm
that
lit
it
as
comes in like
cucumber.
a mason jar, like it looks like a weed jar.
Yeah, I like that.
You could go through TSA with them.
Save the
Like,
plastic bags. Use the mason jars. Reuse them.
make cocoa nugs.
Reuse.
And they have all different kinds of flavors. They have like cookies and cream.
Dude, these buds, literally, I say buds because they look like buds. These cocoa nugs, these nugs of chocolate that are green and orange haired, look just like nugs.
And
that,
I'm also
that means that company was successful because they just got you with what you said.
well, and I'm also pretty sure doesn't Burner have something to do
I
with
feel-
these too?
I
Correct.
believe so. Yes.
Yeah.
He's got his hand in
Just
a
kinda
lot
cool.
of
Those are
pots.
good.
That's
Good
him
for
on
him.
the. That's him on the bottle. No, I'm just kidding.
A lot of pots.
Cannabis Scapes was there.
I know.
It's because this is tight, so you
Yeah.
can't swivel it.
What were you saying?
Might be.
It's okay.
My ears hurt.
Alrighty. Anything else about Hollow Flowers?
It was lit.
Okay.
Oh, my bad.
Kayleen.
My bad. It was.
was.
It was boof.
Some
It
of
was
it.
booth.
But no, there's some cool ass companies.
No,
for
it
sure.
was cool. They're making moves, doing big things. They had some cool speakers. Some people, like we said, from like Bonga Boutique. Some big faces. It was cool.
I'm
Overall, great experience.
very, for real. I'm very lucky.
I
was
went
able
a
to go.
lot with the West Coast crew, and we had, an Airbnb. The after parties were super fun.
Fuck yeah.
even more fun than the event. So
People
What?
go for the after parties because it's wild.
They
Yeah.
are. It's like the whole cannabis industry just
Tell us
coming
about
together.
a constant
Austin.
fog, smoky cloud over it. It was at a hotel.
Think of like
outdoor pool, patio, open
Oscar's
consumption.
after party for the
Yo.
cannabis industry.
It was lit.
Damn.
Super crowded, so definitely like a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of claustrophobic. But you know, everyone in their like party clothes. Good time.
I like that.
Yeah, it was crazy. That's for sure. And there was like some mansion parties and stuff
Exactly.
like that. And I'm a grandpa, and I went to bed at like midnight. I was smoking all day already, and I was
Yeah.
like, I can't fucking
Woke up
smoke
stupid
anymore.
early to get there.
I couldn't. My lungs.
You say you were smoking with your grandpa?
No.
He said he is a grandpa. He had to go to
Oh,
bed
okay.
early.
I was
I-
about to say,
I went to bed at 1, so same.
not bad.
I did pass the J to my grandpa one time.
What?
He hit it one briefly. One
That's
time.
lit.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Super cool.
I don't know what my grandma would do if I handed her. I think she'd freak out.
Oh man. I think my grandma would probably enjoy it.
A lot of grandparents would enjoy it.
But I don't know
They
if
need
they
more
would give it the
ASMR.
chance. She'd have to want to.
She probably would.
Anything else about Hall of Flowers?
I don't think so.
Alrighty, that is it, people. I'm sorry we had a lot of people talking at once. It's gonna be kind of hard to. It's okay, you'll get it.
But if you have the opportunity, go to Hall.
Hall of Flowers.
Just scratch this episode.
No, not at all, not at all. This is going tomorrow.
Never have me and Gregor on again.
No, y'all, they're all the
No,
best.
great guests.
Thank you. I
Muchas
appreciate y'all.
gracias.
Appreciate
This was my
y'all.
very first live at anything.
Well,
out.
we were happy to have you.
Hey,
Hell yeah, you killed it for sure.
Gregor's too.